Years ago, I worked for a man who earned almost double my salary. Better titles, bigger bonuses, the parking spot with his name on it. By every number that's supposed to matter, he was ahead of me. But today, I have more saved, more invested, and way more financial freedom than he ever had. Same country and same cost of living. It wasn't a lucky break, it wasn't a raise, it wasn't even about who worked harder. It came down to 6 invisible habits that I stuck with month after month. Here's the part that should surprise you. His bigger paycheck didn't help him. In fact, a massive paycheck can actually be a trap. As an economist, I'm working directly alongside with wealthy and influential people. I've seen this exact script play out again and again. Here are the 6 habits that actually beat a bigger paycheck. And you can start using them with whatever income you have right now. They build directly on top of each other. And if you even miss one layer, the whole system breaks down. Number 1, your saving rate. Let's start with the one that explains how this is even possible. My boss and I made a very different bet on every paycheck we made. He measured himself by what he earned. I measured myself by what I kept. Here's the math nobody puts on a payslip. Say someone makes 10 grand a month and save 5%. It is $500. You make half that and save 25%. It is $1,250. Half the salary, and you're still putting away more than double what they are. And it works twice because I lived on less. The amount that I needed to be free was far smaller than his. He was stuck running a long race. I was sprinting toward the finish line much closer. A big salary that is fully spent isn't wealth. It's just high income living, paycheck to paycheck. So the number that matters isn't actually your income, it's your saving rate, the difference between what you earn and what you save. Two, kill bad debt. My boss financed things that lost value the moment he bought them. At one point, he was making payment on 3 different cars at once, despite not needing even one. The average credit card today carries an interest rate over 20%. Using debt for the things that you actually don't need is the fastest way to kill your wealth. It's your saving rates running in reverse, and you need to do something about it. Compare that case to one time I used debt to finance a thing, a mortgage on a property with real potential growth, both in value and rental income. That loan didn't just cost me money. It bought me something that I owned and paid me back. That is the best test for good debt. Does it pay you or does it bleed you the moment you sign? Three, pay yourself first before lifestyle creep. Every raise he got, his spending grew to match it within a month. Bigger apartment, more takeout, a nicer lease. His savings came from whatever happened to be leftover, which in most months was nothing. That's why the raises never showed up in his net worth. I did the exact opposite. Every month my paycheck landed, a fixed percentage went into my savings before I ever saw it. Then I lived on the rest. Same income, completely different order of operations. Pay yourself first and the raise actually reaches you. Pay yourself last and it just raises your rent. Four, grow your income, not just your savings. To be honest, he wasn't reckless with everything. He did try to save, but saving was the only lever he ever pulled. Here's the problem. There is a ceiling how much you can save, but there is no ceiling how much you can earn. You cannot save more than 100% of your income, but you can try to have new source of income. I spent as much energy growing my income as I did protecting it, learning skills that made me more valuable at work, and eventually building a business on top of my salary. Saving protects what you have. Earning more changes what's possible. You need both, but only one of them is unlimited. Five, build a safety net. Not having a safety net creates a constant low-grade financial anxiety. And anxiety is exactly the state where people make their worst decisions. Panic starts driving the decisions instead of logic. This is exactly what happened to my boss. He had no buffer. So every unexpected expense, like a car repair or medical bill, became a mini financial crisis, usually solved with credit card, which quietly fed back into reason number 2. I built 3 to 6 months financial expense into an account I didn't touch. It's not exciting money, it's insurance for your bank account and for your ability to think clearly when something actually goes wrong. Six, own what compounds. Learn to invest. This is actually the one that beats the bigger paycheck. The first 5 habits get money into your hands. This one decides whether it grows or sitting there slowly losing value. My boss always said he'd start investing someday. When the market was better, when he got a raise, when he had more time. Guess what? That day never came. I started small right away with the money I could afford live for years. Because there is one thing with salary, it is rented. You stop working, it stops. But ownership is different. When you own something that compounds over years, it works for you whether you show up or not. A typical saving account pays around 1 to 2% per year. But a simple S&P index fund has averaged around 10%, which is basically a slice of America's biggest company. And when you own that index, it means simply that you own a piece of Apple, Google, Nvidia, Intel, and all the companies that actually are the biggest in the US. And they are working for you day and night. That gap over many years is how someone on half salary can end up richer. Of course, investing doesn't go up in a straight line. Knowing a few key things about the market is what actually separates good investor with the nervous one. I actually made a full video on the biggest mistakes most investors make. Link in the description. To be clear, this isn't financial advice, and past performance doesn't guarantee a future return. It's simply what historical numbers show for you to weigh for yourself. So quickly, the 6 habits. 1. Saving rate beats their salary. 2. Kill bad debt. 3. Pay yourself first before lifestyle creep. 4. Grow your income, not just your savings. 5. Build a safety net. 6. Own what compounds. Learn to invest. My old boss wasn't unintelligent, and he wasn't careless on purpose. Most people aren't. These habits are just the path of least resistance. The good news is that every single of them is a choice you can start making differently today on whatever income you already have. If reason 6 landed for you, go ahead and check that video I mentioned. The biggest mistakes most investors make and what exactly happened in 2020. And by the way, I really want to know, what do you think about these 6 habits? Which one of them do you think is the reason that people stay poor? Comment below, I will rate all of them. Stay logged in on my channel. I'll see you in the next video.